Man is a creature who gets used to everything, and that is the most terrible thing about him. Dostoevsky, a man stands alone in a cold hallway, the hum of a fridge slicing through the silence. His trembling hand grips a phone that hasn't lit up in hours. He stares into a cracked mirror, searching for the face he once knew. But the reflection is a stranger, hollowed out, chained to a myth he never questioned. He built her throne, polished her crown, swept her floors, while his own life burned to ash in the shadows. He called it love. He called it duty. He called it manhood. But the mirror doesn't lie. It shows a man who gave himself away, piece by piece, believing sacrifice would make him whole. You know this man. You've been him. You poured your blood, your years, your fire into her orbit, thinking it would anchor you. You upgraded her world, her comfort, her dreams, her future, while yours shrank into a corner. You told yourself it was noble, masculine, eternal. But what's left? A breath held too long, exhaled in regret. A life reduced to rubble. You thought you were building a kingdom together, but you were laying bricks for a palace you'll never enter. Dostoevsky saw this. He wrote of men who trade their souls for illusions, who mistake servitude for sovereignty. The myth seduced you. Sacrifice proves you're a man. But sacrifice without purpose isn't noble. It's suicide. Slow, silent, self-inflicted. You feel it now, don't you? That gnawing void whispering in the quiet. You're not just alone. You're erased. Here on dark Psyphoria, we don't flinch from the wound. We stare into the mirror and name what stares back. This isn't about her. It's about the man you abandoned to keep her. The man you could still become. Will you keep chasing her shadow, or will you face the chains you forged? The truth stings, but it's the only thing that frees. Join dark Psyphoria, not for distraction, but for the clarity you've buried too long. Subscribe if you're ready to see the mirror and rebuild what's yours. You believed love meant draining yourself to fill her cup. You spent years funding her comfort, believing it would make her stay. You called it devotion, but it was control. You thought if you gave more, she'd need you. If you built her world, she'd be yours. But need isn't love. It's dependence. And dependence is a chain you both wore. Your body knows the cost. Every sleepless night, every clenched jaw, every shallow breath. It's your system screaming you're starving yourself. Men are wired to build, to survive, to lead. But you redirected that drive into her. You became her provider, her crutch, her architect, while your own foundation cracked. Your mind became a battlefield, justifying pain as proof of love. If it hurts, it must be real, you thought. But pain isn't love. It's a signal. You ignored it, chasing validation like a drug. Every sacrifice fed the addiction. Every compromise dulled the voice begging you to stop. You mistook obedience for intimacy, her approval for your worth. Have you ever confused her smile with your own value? Your soul paid the heaviest price. Dostoevsky's underground man isn't just a character. He's you. The man who justifies weakness as depth, who builds a religion out of bitterness. You traded your mission for her comfort, your purpose for her presence. You called it sacrifice, but it was spiritual suicide. You stopped believing in a life bigger than her. You stopped believing in you. The myth cracks when you see the truth. You weren't building for love. You were building for fear. Fear of being alone. Fear of being unloved, fear of facing the silence of your own life. You made her your mission because it was easier than defining your own. One minute she was warmth, her laughter, her touch, her promises. The next, calculation, her distance, her demands, her indifference. Did she change, or did you finally see her? Nietzsche wrote, "That which does not kill us makes us stronger." Strength doesn't come from enduring her rejection. It comes from enduring the truth about yourself. You didn't just lose her. You lost the man you became to keep her. You poured your energy into her stage, lit her spotlight, and stood in the wings, invisible. You thought you were the hero, but you were the fool, performing for a crowd that never clapped. The mirror shatters when you realize she owes you nothing. Not loyalty, not gratitude, not love. You didn't build for her. You built for the weak, approval-starved version of you who thought being needed was being valuable. The silence isn't empty. It's surgical. It cuts through the illusion that your worth lies in her eyes. You stand in the ashes of a cathedral you burned for her, its stained glass shattered, your reflection flickering in the shards. You're not just alone. You're nowhere. Your body rebels now. The adrenaline of chasing her fades, leaving exhaustion. Your heart races not from passion, but from panic. You've been running from the void, but it's caught up. Your mind splits. Part of you clings to the myth. She'll see your worth, be new, or come back. She'll change. But another part, quieter, knows. You were never enough because you stopped being enough for yourself. You traded ambition for convenience, mission for romance. You resent her, but the real betrayal was yours. Your soul feels the absence, not hers, but yours. Dostoevsky wrote, "The soul is healed by being with children." Your healing begins when you reconnect with the child in you, the one who dreamed of building something eternal, not decorating her stage. You've been a ghost, haunting a life you don't belong in. The revolution isn't in fighting her or winning her back. It's in stillness, in choosing not to react, not to beg, not to chase. You stand in the cold hallway, the hum of the fridge your only witness, and you choose silence. You choose yourself. This is where the chains break. You thought love was motion, giving, fixing, providing. But love is gravity. It's the weight of a man who knows his worth without needing her to confirm it. You step off her stage and into your own. Your breath slows, your heart steadies. You're no longer burning energy to sustain her world. You're conserving it to rebuild yours. Non-reaction rewires your mind. You stop equating her silence with rejection. You stop equating her presence with success. You see her for what she is, not a goddess, not a savior, but a person, flawed, human, and not your mission. In stillness, you find sovereignty. You're no longer a satellite in her orbit. You're a star, burning with your own light. You're not just awake, you're alive. The mirror no longer shows a stranger. It shows a man choosing to build, not for her, but for himself. You're not running from the void anymore. You're filling it. Brick by brick, choice by choice, fight by fight. Dostoevsky knew, the darker the night, the brighter the stars. You've lived in the night long enough, years lost, respect eroded, purpose buried. But you're still breathing. You still have the power to kill the lie that your life is worth less than hers. You have the power to stop playing the martyr, the provider, the fool. Kill the savior complex. Stop fixing her. Stop rescuing her. You're not her god, her father, or her lifeline. You're a man with a mission bigger than her happiness. Rebuild your mission. What did you abandon to play her provider? Your body, your craft, your name. Dust them off. Suffer for something that's yours. Confront the empty man inside. Sit in silence. No distractions. A trembling hand writes down every excuse you've used to waste your life. Face them one by one. Earn your respect. Do hard things for you. Wake early. Train. Building. Keep your word to yourself. A man who respects himself never begs for it from others. Redefine her role. Stop seeking her comfort, her approval, her need. Seek a partner who respects your mission, not one who becomes it. You stand in the ashes, but they're not the end. They're the beginning. You're not rebuilding for her, for applause, or for validation. You're rebuilding for the man you were born to be. The wound isn't her absence. It's the years you spent upgrading her stage while your own burned. You called it love, but it was fear. Fear of standing alone. Fear of building something that might fail. Fear of facing the mirror and seeing a man who forgot his own gravity. Dostoevsky's warning wasn't about women. It was about men who lose their souls by living for anything but the truth. You've chased validation like a drug, performed like a fool, chained yourself to her orbit. But no one is coming to save you. No one is coming to hand you back the years you wasted. You're either going to rise or rot in the memory of the man you refuse to become. This is the masculine arc, from seeking her approval to finding your own weight. You don't need her to tell you you're enough. You need to become enough for yourself. The fire within you isn't gone. It's waiting. A breath held too long, released in the mirror's glare as you choose to act. The world doesn't need another man who lives for her comfort. It needs a man who builds from the inside out, who chooses mission over validation, who chooses sovereignty over chains. Declare it. I choose to build myself first. Let the world see you're done playing small. Share your story, so no man breaks in silence. If this truth cracked something open, share it. Not for views, but for the man still lost in the illusion. This is dark Psyphoria, where the myth dies and the fire begins. What will you build now that the mirror is clear? Thank you for watching. Walk your path with quiet strength.